Hello, Mrs. Leach.
Hi.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jessica.
Nice to meet you. So you want to come to work for our occupational therapy clinic?
Yeah, I have a lot of interest in working with kids. I've done a little bit in some of my clinicals before, so.
Excellent. How'd school go?
I think it went pretty well. It was a little rough at sometimes, but I think everybody pulls out through the end, so.
And what was your GPA when you completed school?
I had a 3.75.
Very nice. Excellent. So how much do you know about the occupational therapy industry?
I mean, I've done a lot of clinicals, obviously, through school. That's part of going to school, is doing your clinicals and then all this learning. And then I've also done a lot of job shadowing. Even before I had clinicals, I had over probably 300 hours of just job shadowing hours.
Very nice. At what point in your life did you make a decision that you wanted to get into occupational therapy as a career?
It kind of started in middle school, which is probably kind of early, but I did a lot with, they had some programs in our schools, middle school and high school, where we were able to work with kids with disabilities that were also going to our school, and we were able to work one-on-one with them and just get to know them and teach them daily activities. In high school, I had a program called Link, where we were mentoring another kid, and we ended up teaching him how to wash all the lunch tables and teaching him how to do the laundry we had culinary classes in high school, and they would do the laundry all the towels and stuff that they used in those.
Excellent. How much do you know about our company?
I did quite a bit of research, just going before applying to some of the places that I have applied at, and I looked at a lot of what you guys do, and I really like your guys' mission and vision and all the stuff that you guys stand by.
Excellent. If we were to hire you, how long do you think it would take for you to start significantly contributing to our operation?
I mean, I would hope immediately. I think it will take a little bit of time, as any job, with any new job, it would take a little bit of time just to adjust to everything and figure out where everything is and make sure I know what's going on.
Well, we have a good training program, so I don't expect that would be a problem. What are your ultimate lifelong dreams? Where would you like to see yourself, say 5 years, 10 years from now, and ultimately 25 years down the road?
In 5 years, I honestly don't know. Just doing OT and working with kids is my main goal. At one point in my life, I really liked working with geriatrics, and maybe one day I will go back to that, but for right now, I think I want to work with kids, and I think that's really what I want to do.
Great. What three positive things would a former boss of yours have to say about you?
I think that any boss that you would ever talk to me or would talk about me would say that I'm a very positive person. Always have had a positive outlook on things. I can get pretty creative, just when it comes to trying to figure out new solutions to things, or if there's a problem, I try and take initiative on my own before going to anyone else to try and get the problem solved. And then, trying to think, the other third one, I think I'm pretty good at communicating with people, so I think that was always a strong suit. I've always worked in a lot of teams. When I grew up, I worked on a golf course, and we had to, there was your boss you had to talk to. You had 10 other people out on the course that you were trying to communicate with at the same time, and then just I worked in adult foster care, and there was the lead supervisor, the home manager. There's 10, 12, 13 other people that you're working with all the time. You always just have to keep communicating with, so I think that's a major key in this field too.
Excellent. You said you feel like you're pretty innovative. Can you give me an example of some innovation that you maybe brought to one of your former companies?
Yeah, so I don't know, this is kind of a hard one. Kind of puts you on the spot. So,
That's the idea.
um, I don't think there's anything that was super massive that needed to be solved, but I think just like little things um, are always better almost than like the big things. Some a little thing that I guess I helped think about was just like new spreadsheets for when I worked at the adult foster care. We came up with new spreadsheets to help track some of our residents' behaviors, and those ended up helping us in the long run with just some of our data and helping them improve and us improve too, to be able to work with them.
Great. What qualities do you think a good leader brings to an organization?
Like I said before, I think communication is really important. Just when working, especially in any healthcare field, you have OTs, PTs, speech paths, doctors, physicians. You have so many people that you have to work with, all to help one client specifically. So you have so many extra people. So I think communication is definitely very key, which I think helps make somebody a strong leader. And I think also just being able to communicate well with even your bosses is super important and will make you a stronger leader. And just being able to be upfront if something is going wrong, like even if a coworker is, not doing something they're supposed to, or is doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, and you've mentioned it to them, but they don't really care about it. So you keep mentioning it to them, and you keep mentioning it to them, and then you just have to go to tell your boss. I think that also makes you a good leader, is just being able to step up and take initiative even if you don't want to.
Okay. Any other qualities you can think of that makes a good leader besides communication?
I guess just being like personable too is just also really good. Um, Being personable with people is, I think, a good thing. Just them being able to be comfortable to come talk to you if you need anything, and you being able to go talk to them if you need help with something.
Okay. We talked a little bit earlier about the positive things your bosses would have to say about you. Can you think of anything maybe negative boss might have to say about you if I went and talked to one of them?
I'm trying to think. Honestly, I don't really think that they would say any. I think they would say there was definitely way more things that outweighed me as good than anything that ever outweighed me as bad. Not that I can actually think of anything off the top of my head that would be bad, but I think they would all say that I was excellent and would do great for your guys' company.
Good. What would you say your proudest achievement would be to date?
Here. Making it through like OT school and being like graduating with what I graduated with and everything else. Just, yeah.
Okay. What were your responsibilities within your last position?
At the list.
At the house you were referring to.
At the adult foster care, I was a supervisor and I was also on call, so we had so many other on calls. So we had a set schedule. So once every 8 weeks I was on call. So I had to have my phone on me at all times in case something happened. I would have to come in. I was able to, stay at the house and send other staff out if I had to, if residents had to go to the doctors, or they would always want me to stay at the house in case something happened, so I would know how to handle those situations. And then just all the normal tasks that everybody else would do too, I was able to do, obviously.
And in that role, when you were taking on the role as a supervisor, what would you say were some of the bigger challenges that you faced?
Like I said earlier, I think a lot of times coworkers can sometimes make it challenging for you, and not step up to the plate and not do their job. So sometimes it can be hard to tell your boss, hey, they're not doing their job right. I've talked to them about it, but they're still not doing what they're supposed to be doing. I'm not sure what you want to do, and just kind of placing it in their hands at that point.
What would you like to do to continue to improve yourself over the course of the next year?
I would love to keep taking more courses. Maybe do some hand therapy kind of stuff. Maybe do some other courses with feeding or something along those lines, just to keep my knowledge growing and keep adding to my resume and just keep adding into the field of OT.
Great. If I was your supervisor and asked you to do something that you disagreed with, how would you go about handling a situation like that?
I guess if it was something I really, really didn't think was like right, or if it was going to harm one of my clients or something like that, I would obviously say something. But if it was something, minor, I might just go with it. I still might even just say, hey, I think there's a better solution for this, and this, give you my idea, or give my supervisor my idea, and just give them my idea, and maybe see if that's something that they think would be a good idea too, or maybe we could try and compromise to see if something would work out better.
Compromise is good. Can you think of a specific time where you had to deal with conflict with another employee while you were on the job, and how you handled it?
Yeah, so like I said before, at my job at the house, there was a staff who would constantly come in. She wouldn't even debrief the other staff of what had happened on the previous shift, and she would always just go sit on the couch, and she wouldn't really attend to any of our residents, and I felt like it was kind of neglect, and that she really wasn't doing her job there. And sometimes she would bring out her homework and bring out her computer and just be sitting on that the whole shift. And I know one of our bosses had mentioned to her before, you're not allowed to do that, and she just continuously kept doing it. So me being able to go to my boss and having that comfort with my supervisor to go to them and tell them, hey, this is still happening. I don't know what you want me to do about it, but I don't know. Some of those situations can be hard, but I think you have to step up to the plate in those situations.
And what was the ultimate outcome after you spoke to your boss about that?
She just kept talking to her, and eventually she ended up moving her to a different house because of her actions. And I don't know if she's still there or not, but
Do you think it was a personality conflict between the two of you that caused that, or do you think it was just purely a matter of her not doing her job?
I think it was just her not doing her job and not really caring about. I feel like a lot of people that worked in that company didn't really care about it. They were just there because it was easy money or whatever, and they just didn't really care about the residents and didn't really have that personal connection with the residents, or didn't really want to just sit around and hang out with them. Just didn't care enough.
Okay. If you found out the company you were working for was doing something that was against the law, like some kind of fraud, how would you go about handling that?
To be honest, I don't know. I guess if it was somebody in the middle that was doing it, I would try and go above them and try and let, somebody else above me know what is happening. But if it was the entire company doing it, I guess I would maybe report it to whatever system I could report it to, if I knew it was happening.
That could potentially put you out of a job too, right?
Yeah, but I think in the long run, I don't think it was right to be in a company that's not following the rules and doing